So DJ Shady, how did that come about? Like, were you like just on a sunny day one day and you were just like, wow, it is Shady, I'm just gonna go with that. How did that come about?
Honestly, that's pretty much it, because my grandpa, when I was little, like, he'd always make sure, like, I was sitting in the shade. Like, we'd always just sit down, relax during summer, fall, whenever, just, like, always sitting, chilling in the shade. So it's just kind of, like, end up sticking. I always wear sunglasses, too. So people are like, it fits, because you wear sunglasses, and you could be like DJ Shady and hand out free glasses and all that.
And I'm excited to see that up in a lot of flyers.
Sweet. Awesome.
So where are we right now? Icon?
Right now we're at Icon Collective in the Genesis studio.
Well, we're in Burbank, California, which is one of the production centers in California.
Pretty much like the production
it really
capital
is.
of California.
Everywhere you turn, the corners have been in movies, they've been in music videos, and you know the connections are here. So I already know that this is one of the top institutions for music production.
Oh, definitely. We've had graduates such as Jaws, Keizo, Slander, Nightmare, big names in the electronic music scene right now.
So what's the kind of moment where you felt that you weren't going to go through more of the musician route? When you realized DJing is something I want to do?
I started off as a DJ. That's why I still keep my name DJ Shady and not just Shady. When I was little, I played guitar. I always wanted to learn how to play drums, bongo, piano, all that. Never really picked up anything except for the guitar. The guitar was cool because I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock and metal and all that. However, I did listen to a lot of disco, a lot of oldies, a lot of hip-hop, just from family, my brothers, my dad, my parents. Like, they had major influence in my music when I was growing up. And hearing that once I started getting older, like how disco and hip-hop roots are in electronic music or even rock and hip-hop, just like a little bit of everything. DJ was my way of being able to play all these different types of genres and still have fun with it. Same with producing, because now I don't have to be like, oh yeah, I play guitar so I can only play blues or rock or jazz. I could produce electronic music, hip-hop, disco, EDM. Just like the list goes on for days of stuff you can do with this. So to me, that was my way of being able to combine all sorts of genres into one. One of my biggest influences, of course, had to be DJ AM. Like, he knew what he was doing. He was my main source of pretty much being able to expand all genres. Like, listening to his classic Power 106 mix, he'd be playing Run DMC and Drop Sweet Home Alabama, like Leonard Skinner, like just going all over the place.
Right.
And to me, I was just like, oh, I like this song, and I like this song. Like, he broke down a lot of barriers in that way. And that's what I want to do. Some other big names that I look up to is like Laid Back Luke or even Mac J. Constantly, they're always pushing barriers in the electronic music industry and bringing back their roots as well. Like Mac J just did a set on the radio where he started off with his EDM stuff that he's been making. Then he went and did throwbacks and played like Batman Scoopy, Faithful, like a lot of hip hop stuff, like being open format. That's what I like.
When was the moment when you thought I can make this into a career?
I just kind of did it as a hobby at first for fun, and then I went to 86 Clothing in Covina and I saw DJ Zion spinning. And I saw him there a couple times, and he was like, yeah, I got another party, I got DJ tonight, this and that. And seeing that you can actually make money off that, and that's where the industry was really taking a turn. Like, a lot of the bands were just being like, no more bands, it's all DJs. At that point, I was like, I can make a career off doing this. I can do clubs, I can do backyard parties, I can do festivals, I can do a bunch of different things. Junior year in high school, got my first club residency at Plascencia in downtown LA. And that was cool, but it's like, it was always hip-hop straight, the same top 40. Same ratchet, twerk stuff.
Yeah,
it was
stuff.
cool, but I was like, I'm open for my DJ. I want to play a little bit of everything. That wasn't necessarily the right place to be able to express myself like that. And that's where I started getting into production.
So what projects do you have in the works right now? What are you working on?
Like, I'm making a little bit of everything. There's no particular genre that I want to be known for. I just want to be known for creating whatever I like and whatever I'm feeling at that moment.
Alright, so let's talk about the future.
Alright.
So, in a couple years, what are some big festivals that you could see yourself playing?
I want to be able to just travel the world and just see different places, meet new people, and just pretty much explore the world with my music and just see how it impacts people's lives in different parts of the world.
So I think aside from DJing, as a DJ, what are some musical artists that you would want to take their music and turn into something else?
Oh man, that's honestly a tough question. Cause I look up to so many different artists. There's so many different artists, not necessarily in the EDM scene that I want to work with. Like I would love to work with Slash. He was one of my favorite guitar players. A lot of the people I'd want to work with is probably like rock or metal, or just I want to figure out how I could bring that into the stuff I'm making. Like I'd love to work with System of a Down. I'd love to work with Led Zeppelin. Even bring like some of the classic bands back together just for a certain track, just to experiment around, bring yesterday's culture into today's culture.
If you could tell yourself 5 years ago any kind of tips, what would you tell yourself?
Don't be afraid to start, and don't be afraid to fail. You're always gonna fail in something, but that's where you learn the most. And I wish I knew that. That stopped me for a couple years, just trying to put myself out there. I was worried of myself looking bad, or me looking like a fool, or me just failing big time. But then I realized growing up that these are gonna be times you're gonna fail, no matter what. And that's when you're gonna learn the most. And that's what I learned from, to where if I mess up, I don't make a big deal about it, and a lot of people don't even realize it. And I'm just kind of like, cool, now I know what works and what doesn't work at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it's really smart of you to realize that now, especially so young. And I hope that, whoever you work with in the future has the same mindset as you.
Of course.
You're going to go far, definitely.
Definitely. Thank you.